Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Pathologic. In the last episode, we survived day 11, running around looking for some other schmouters or some other panaceas. It turns out we were allowed to keep the panacea that the Inquisitor gave us to turn into Khan today, and we also earned a schmouter by saving the children's father from being executed by various mutineers. This is the final day, so we're going to take a look at our quest log. We're going to read the letter we got from the Inquisitor last night, and then we'll try to make our way over to see the mine performance, which sums up day 11. I don't know what our objective is yet. I'm looking forward to the end of this day, where everything will hopefully be explained to us as to what on earth was going on, where we're located, and what we represent, or something of the sort, assuming this is not a real world, as it were. And to that end, I think we should get started. So first off, it looks like every single person is our adherent today? Or no one is? No one's grayed out, so I guess no one is sick. That's interesting. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started. So, let's start by reading the letter we got from Aglaya yesterday. So be it. Tomorrow, or today, they are going to pay the full price of their arrogance. Each one of us will keep their word and fulfill their duty. We will appease the higher justice, and in doing so, avenge ourselves. Not one of us is going to act against the truth. Congratulations, Janskovsky. Our elegant maneuver was a success. We took the winnings and placed our opponents into a position in which they have no other choice but to vanish. The council is tomorrow. Legal considerations require it be held in the presence of someone serving as a representative of the local authorities. The three ruling families are completely bankrupt. However, so the so-called mistresses will attend the council in their stead. She will vouch for our intentions before the townsfolk. Do you have any binding obligations toward the families in power? If so, this may become an issue tomorrow. It would be a shame if you weren't allowed to attend the proceedings. Alas, the law is the law, and I won't be able to do anything about it. Aglaya Liech, Inquisitor. And as for our quest, we have the day's quest already. This is the last day we have left. The choice has to be made. That is all we've got so far. We've rated everything, I think, in our stash already, so we're set for the day. Ian doesn't have anything new to tell us, so let's go ahead and step outside and see what nightmare awaits us. Oh, actually, first, we should also take some immunity drugs. We'll take one of these good ones. Oh, that's interesting. This area was an infected district yesterday, but it's not a looted one today. Well, let's get started by visiting the Canes first. We'll also pay a visit to Aglaya. And it looks like the area across the street actually is infected. As I look ahead, trying to see if I see any bloodied cloth on the ground, and I don't. I didn't want to do any bin diving today. Is Aglaya sick? Hello, Executor. You are too early. The Queens will be deciding upon the fate of the remains of this wretched town at 7 o'clock. As for now, the cathedral is closed. I need to speak with Alexander... Alright, fine, I'll come later. I do need to speak with Alexander Block, but I don't actually know that he's there, so we'll keep it in theme today. Should we go and visit Khan? I don't think we will. Not unless we must. You know what? Let's collect the bottles after all. No, Tim, you shouldn't. You shouldn't spend time doing bin diving today. It might be too early again for everyone, or anyone, that is, to give us a quest. But we'll still go ahead and check.
My path was called necrology. I wanted to do everything to spare my beloved brother death.
Oh, that's interesting. He told us right there, verbally, a little bit about his history. Sounds like he is indeed a necromancer. You saved my life, dear doctor. Thank you. My life is crucial to feeding another one. Do not rebuke me for my untimely selfishness. I have a chance to put it to good use in the near future. What are you going to do with your life, Judge? Tell me. I have already done what I wanted. My life expectancy was low anyway. Look at my teeth. Why should I stretch my last days, accumulate diseases, and grow to become a burden for my relatives? No. The best thing I can do now is to give way to my niece. What burden do you bear, Judge? It is a joyful burden. By taking it in, I have finally found everything I used to be lacking. Everything I was so jealous of in my brother. Yes, it has now become obvious to me how much fuel these qualities require. It costs me as much energy as a week of concentration to even think about them. How long will you last, Judge? Not much. But I do not need much. Pretty soon the spirit will find a more worthy vessel than this old body. But in reality, all you do is keep him in mind and think things he would have thought. Right? Indeed, my boy, indeed. Now let us not talk about it anymore. It disturbs my peace and weakens me. I admire you for your courage, Judge. The good news is that he is not sick and still very much alive. I fully expected every inch of the town to be filled with looting or illness or sickness today, but I see neither here. At least not in the Crucible. Or the Stone Yard? Maria, are you here? You are! Hello, Maria.
Yes.
I wouldn't have lived to see today if not for you. Now, if my design works, I will be able to revive the town. I am grateful to you, my love. I'll never forget it. What are you planning to do? The polyhedron will become for the new town what the abattoir used to be for the old one. A hub, a nursing organ, a source of vital power, and the origin of its history. How is it possible? It is a prism. It will refract sun rays, focusing them and inseminating the other bank of the river with its blessed warmth. It will all be about the solar cycle. The spots will shift and move following the laws of every calendar. Are you going to remove the children from the polyhedron? What will happen to it? The polyhedron, the beginning and the starting point of the new town, can accumulate childhood in its own magic. Roots, space, and structures that will stretch from the polyhedron will be able to ignite other flames in people who have left the tower. Can it all be truly possible? Can you really do it? I am not alone. Moreover, I am not showing you my real power. You are leaving today, aren't you? So remember me for who I was. Remember me not as a scarlet mistress, able to grab your life, ignite you, and drag your whole being along, but as a girl, with her life hanging by a thread. Perhaps I'll come back here one day. I surely will if I don't forget the way. Nice touch. I suppose I will need to make up our minds what's happening to the town. I have said multiple times how everyone in this entire town deserves to be obliterated by the artillery for all the games they played. And it looks like they came to their solutions without a whole lot of my assistance. The only thing, well, did they, Tim? Did they? If you think about it, if you didn't complete all these quests, which is what you needed to do by running around and bringing people their stuff, people would have died.
I need to live some more for the polyhedron to work as it used to. Not for myself, but for another soul. Maria will take care of the rest.
You saved my life. Thank you. I'll have a chance to put it to good use in the near future. What are you going to do with your life? Tell me. It's simple. I won't be staying here long. When everything is finished and I make sure that my daughter has become the Scarlet Mistress, I'll relocate to Focus. I belong there. But if the town is destroyed, the Crucible will be razed too. Only splinters and heaps of dead stones will remain here. But Focus is not quite a place. It will survive the destruction of the town. You ken how tiny these houses are. Focus is nothing more than a mere toy, and the polyhedron will be sufficient to everybody. We'll get along well with Simon, and when a new town is designed, we'll dissolve in its features. So, there will be a new town. Here's how it's going to be. The town on this bank of the river will be deserted. A new town will be built on the other bank of the Gorkon. A town bigger, freer, and more beautiful. The people who will have found shelter in the specular cocoon will become its new inhabitants. Everything will change for the better. Last question. Tell me about Nina. She was a radiantly beautiful woman. A dark chestnut with an intricate hairdo. Her eyes were deep and of the color of French plum. Her features were noble. Her only failing was the tendency to blow her nostrils, but that was hardly noticeable. They were thin and tight and elegant. That's excusable. What else? She was carefully minding her P's and Q's. She had an imperial deportment. Nina was very tall, and her waist was so thin that a man could clasp it with his two palms. She liked cinnamon and black cherry. Will that be enough? I can see now that you really loved her very much. Only the important things does he remember. Part of me feels like we are enacting the final act of The Hobbit. The Return of the King movie, where we get to say goodbye to everybody today. Let's stop in and see how expensive drugs are. I'm very glad we didn't need them for any of the canes today, or at least not yet. Oh, they are significantly cheaper today? No, everything is about the same price, Tim. Maybe you won't actually need a weapon today. Okay, well, let's move on. We'll see if every place else is clear of infection and or looting. It might be. That'd be really neat if today was just me walking around being able to take in the last sights of this both beautiful and horrific town. Okay, so the next place for us to visit will be the town theater. There's no thugs out this evening either. Very interesting. I found another nut on the ground. Huh. Again, no infection. No looting. It's like everything just suddenly ended today. All the chaos of yesterday burnt itself out. There's not even that many guards around any longer.
Whatever you do, you'll have to sacrifice something.
Destruction is inevitable. There's no miraculous way out.
So that's what their thought process is, see? There was nothing to hope for from the start. Each of them should simply fulfill their purpose. At least, we'll see which one works best.
Each of them wants to save that which is dear to them. Perhaps they could get along?
Out of the question. The meeting chamber is tight, with the general sitting at one side of the table and the Inquisitor sitting at the other. Only one of them will decide. The others will die.
None of these things make any sense. Any sense to me? Where's all the dead bodies? This is so surreal today.
When we do not find peace of mind in ourselves, it is useless to seek it elsewhere.
Well, sure. I also thank you for saving my life, kind sir. Hats off to you. I'll have a chance to put my life to good use in the near future. That's what they all say, right? Wow, that last one is really mean. I really don't understand why he is a member of my group of Bound. He strikes me as being more in line with Clara. I still don't get it. You're an entirely different creature. How come you're in the same boat with the Utopians? What is there not to get, O esteemed and wisest of bachelors? I thought the whole point of the Utopians' ideology was neglecting the laws of fate and the limits it imposes upon us. You are correct, O the keenest of the Institute. So what? I have cognized this side of existence from backstage, so to speak, from where the strings go and the machinery is hidden, and yet I willingly swore allegiance to the Utopia. Does that tell you nothing? It doesn't tell me enough. You are, as always, a double dealer. You know, I'm glad you're leaving. You are a dangerous person. Dealing with you would be an arduous task. You're back to being annoyed already. And I was just planning to ask you as to what you're going to do with your life. Me? That's ridiculous. And it's very tactless of you to ask me a question like that. Oh, no offense taken. By me, you haven't offended me, after all. You've offended the Scarlet Mistress herself. My life belongs to Maria now, and I am merely her humble servant, always at her service. Wow, both these are really insulting answers, but I guess we have to pick one of them. You know, I've just realized why you haven't been infected even once. You've never been among my volunteers. Goodbye, Mark. We didn't agree in the end after all. I didn't understand any of your plays. They don't make any sense to me how they come up with what they say based on the actions that I've done. Not really. This game is really utterly beyond me. I cannot grasp what it's trying to tell me half the time with what's going on here. Other than people will use other people for their own political posturing whenever it's convenient to do so, even in the midst of a pandemic. And if that isn't true to real life, even here in 2020, I don't know what is. It shows how the supply and demand work in regards to drugs, food, and clothing when a pandemic begins. And I suppose it does show how people don't appreciate other people for their expertise either, as they just sent me around doing miscellaneous odd jobs and being a mailman. Do I even need food today? Like, we already have tons of food. But I don't actually know if I'm spending money on anything else. Anyway, and this stuff isn't that expensive today. Thank you, good sir. Let's eat. Okay, let's keep going. So, it's interesting that I didn't need any of these Drugs? None of the immunity drugs, at least today, if there's no infection around. I suppose I'll be able to sell, then, all the drugs? And I guess my antibiotic? Oh, Lara Ravel is... Lara Ravel. Wait, is that her name? That's her name. Is she sick? This person is sick. No, don't blame yourself. That's not your fault. One of your rival counterparts must have overlooked them. Or left them on purpose. Nevertheless, no entry. It's under quarantine. I keep a sorrowful watch. Can't they be helped? Even being one of the bound, they're just an ordinary person. They can be cured, just like any other. You're the healer here. It's your area of expertise. All right. I'll try to think of something. Do I want... This is the last day. Should I begin healing people? Whose bound is she? Victoria, that's Capella, the white... Grace, the urchins. I'm not sure what to do, everyone. I know if I give him an antibiotic, I can't use any schmouters or the like any longer. Yulia's also sick, right? I'm not sure where to go or who to talk to. I guess we'll check my bound first, just to make sure everyone's safe. So we've seen Gregory, Victor. We haven't seen Andre or Peter. We've seen Maria. Eva's dead. Mark Immortel we've also seen. So we have to see the Stamatans. So let's go do that first. And if none of my people are sick, then maybe I'll give antibiotic to the changelings or Clara's bound. And I'll give the cures to Artemis bound. There's no one on the roads, actually, is there? Not a single soul. We're the only ones here. Did everyone finally actually stay inside for an entire day? Katerina is still sick. Subarov, that means probably Subarov is as well. Yep. I'm not interested in seeing them. At least not yet, right? We want Peter. So let's go up and to the left. So, you know what this reminds me of, everyone? So this reminds me faintly of the first time I was playing through Don't Starve, where I didn't realize I needed to, like, a certain event occurs, and what I have to plan for completely changes. In this instance, I thought for sure today would be the worst day, but it's actually looks like it'll be the easiest day for us to complete it. None of my bound are sick. So freaking creepy. Hello, Peter. Good morning.
If we're in the majority, the fragile polyhedron will be left untouched. We'll manage to sustain life in it. Maria can do miracles.
You saved my life, Danielle. Thank you. I'll put it to good use. You won't regret it. What are you going to do with your life? Tell me. Here's what's going to happen. The part of the town on this bank of the river will be deserted. The people who will have found shelter in the specular cocoon will become its new inhabitants. What are you going to build? My brother and I will build the whole town. The cold hall will look like a mud pie in a sandbox compared to it. I've designed it in my mind already. Really? Tell me. I told you already of the idea to construct a building with a variable density. Or was it someone else? But there is also a not house. There is a house that erupts from itself, an inside-out house, so to speak, but without the inside part. An encircled suburb that is at war with the center. A bridge suburb, and of course, a growing house that changes every week. How could you possibly invent all that? Are you really going to build all those things? That was a effulgent epiphany, a true eureka moment. My brother and I planned the space already. We have laid roads, placed suburbs and districts, and when we saw the whole thing and realized how much energy was hiding in it, we exchanged glances. It will rival the cities of the greatest ancient civilizations. So, I've made the right choice after all. You alone are worth bringing a gang of criminals and scoundrels into power. This is not the day I thought it was going to be. A part of me, so if there's nothing to do but talk to people... well, hold on, Tim. Let's phrase that a little differently. If there's no other characters walking around, and there's no reason for me to worry about plague, pestilence, looting, and death, aside from deciding which bound maybe to cure, then I don't see why I couldn't just fast travel to these locations today. Because the actual game play itself, there's nothing really here. Unless I have until 7 o'clock to make my decision, 7 a.m. Which is to say that I should be spending this time now running around saving people, as opposed to doing what I am doing.
How's my brother? Any news on him?
You saved my life, old chap. Lovely. Soon you'll see that I won't let you down. Your gift is greatly appreciated and is going to be put to good use. What are you going to do with your life, Andre? Tell me. I finally realized what my part is, I'm good at breaking through to where no one is supposed to, and I'm really good at breaking rules, at challenging and contradicting. But I have no idea how to build something. You're not alone, Andre. Exactly. There is no Andre, only the brothers Stamatin, the twins. We are worthless without the other one, and together we are worth more than any of the old schoolmasters. For Peter's fantasies have no limits. He's too naive for that. And I have the genuine freedom of action. You don't conform to anything. And that is exactly why I'll be able to implement anything invented by Peter and blessed by Maria's love. Neither death nor depth nor the law itself will stop me. All in all, I'm staying. I love this future pyre. Makes me feel like I can't pronounce that, demiurge? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we'll meet in the capital soon enough. Your first drink will be on me. Okay, well, we have seen everyone. All of my bound are alive and well. I don't need to give them any drugs. So, let's look again for who is who's bound. Victoria Olgimsky. So that's Capella. The fallen family is replaced by those marked by the signs of the spirits. Children they are Taya Taichik, Notkin, Grace, Murky, Sticky, and one more whom he did not get to meet. I don't know who that will be. That's the kids. That's all the children. So let's go and see if Taichik is sick or not. So she would be... And Sticky, because we're in that area. Yeah, it's at this point in the game where I wish I could actually sprint. Well, the entire length of this game, I enjoyed the speed at which we're moving. It's just fast enough to appreciate how dangerous it is to walk through all these districts. Although again, if there is absolutely no one around at all today... Am I wearing clothes? My clothes I'm not. Then I should just sell all of my weaponry right now. Where is Sticky? Sticky. This is Sticky's house. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Sticky's house. Let's see if there is an executor outside his place. There is not. Okay, so Sticky lives. Hello, lad.
My path was called the last vampire. I would have surely caught the weird albino if it not for the plague.
If you didn't take care of me, who would breathe life into our town again? I will have so many things to do in 5 or 10 years. Thank you, thank you! You think this town is still able to take a new lease of life? Definitely. It won't be easy, of course, but life has to be fought for. Otherwise, it's not real. Do not tear off the umbilical cord that has been feeding us all since the beginning of time. These things are already going extinct almost everywhere. Indeed. At least it's still alive here. You still do remember your origins. Alright, Sticky, good to see one of the kids survived. It's now 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock. So all of these supplies I have, and I didn't need any of them when it comes to healing and immunity drugs for the final day. So I'm going to assume that the other characters you play have a similar circumstance happen to them here on the last day. Which is to say that they themselves won't need any supplies. That would be useful to know if I do play through this game again with a different type of character. If I do so, it would be this Halloween or next year's, and it would be Artemy I play next. Looks like things have not gotten too much better inside the cemetery since our last time here, though. And we are here to see Miss Taya Taicheek. I see no executor outside her home. I'm guessing that the children don't get sick and it can't be killed, for example. Standard video game logic, because no one wants to see kids suffer.
What?
If you didn't take care of me, who would breathe life into our town again? I will have so many things to do in 5 or 10 years. Thank you, thank you. Live. Do what you must. Okay. So it also looks like the kids have the same exact conversation tree. I'm getting the impression as I'm doing this that we have until 7 in the morning. At which point, like, so I need to maybe stop by and give some curing drugs to as many people as I can. I don't think Artemy is in here. Can we talk with you guys? We can talk with you. So what are you thinking, Tim? Where to then? Let's head down and see, I guess, Grace? We know Grace is one of his bound, right? While we're in the air, I guess we can see Aspity as well. Aspity strikes me as being one of his bound as well. Right? She cares about the people in the cemetery and what have you. As opposed to Clara's, I think. Actually, we have a letter from Clara that will tell us who she cares about. No, not there. Here they are. So, Bad Grief the Thief, Foreman the Villain, Alexander the Cruel, Katerina the Deceived, Lara the Vengeful, Yuli the Unbeliever, Anna the Egotist, Aspity the... okay, so Aspity is actually her bound. I mean, I don't have the amount of cure drugs to cure everybody anyway. Not even all the changelings if that's what I wanted to do. Okay, well, Grace first. Let's go see Grace. And did we? No, I don't think I did. I think on the first day, if you actually say, or is it the second? No, it's the second. And I think did we take it? I can't remember if it was this doctor of mine or if it wasn't. Oh, there's no one actually in front of Aspidy's house. Aspidy's fine too. Maybe we do have enough curing drugs then to keep Clara's people alive today. Hello, Aspidy. Good morning.
Shabnakadir is tracing the streets like bacteria in a vein.
Thank you. I need to live a little longer. There's one more thing that has to be done. My death will not be purposeless now. What kind of thing? I am to perform the most precious feat of all, the feat of self-sacrifice. I will do what Simon has done. Every single particle of my body and soul will become life-bearing, bursting with life and granting it to others. There will be no cannon fire. The town will continue to grow. The thread to the future will stretch from the very dawn of time. Do you really believe it can be done, Aspidy? We are too few now. But if there's at least a dozen of us, it will be enough for the town to expand further and beyond. Hopefully the place where daydreams are captured and fulfilled will live to see 200 years more. And how many of those like me have survived? I don't care. I want to save your life not for the sake of future sacrifices. I don't know. Although Aspie and I didn't get along very well, I hate seeing people suffer. Even if they're mean, no, I would hope that they would not be suffering. No one deserves pain and anguish, especially not from a disease killing them. Having had a lot of pain from various illnesses and sicknesses, problems and diseases in my life, it's terrible. Grace, you look alive and well.
If we, the outcast children, live, the town will grow to be a town of men. Capella will entrust us with it. We are the future of this land.
If you didn't take care of me, who would breathe life into our town again? I will have so many things to do in 5 or 10 years. Thank you, thank you. No need to thank me. I just suddenly felt so sorry for you. I guess she's considered to be a child if she has the same, conversation trait. 3 hours remaining. We've already spent 4 running around town. So we've learned that... So, I guess we'll stop... Let's try swinging up to cure Anna Angel and the Soborovs. I'm going to assume that no one that we now have seen a executor in front of is sick today. From our earlier adventures in the town. Yeah, I'm getting the impression we have till 7 a.m. At that point, maybe we have to go to the cathedral, or it starts automatically with some sort of cutscene. I guess everyone... So I'm still not entirely sure what's about to happen to this town. It sounds like the townspeople are ready to have all themselves destroyed. Or at least, perhaps everyone's just going to leave their homes, and then the town itself will be leveled. But then the tower will somehow grant them the ability to live? Or everyone moves into the tower, thanks to all the space that's inside of it, and then they're transported to a new town that Maria's about, at 7 in the morning, about to create, thanks to her power as being a powerful sorceress? Or her ability to manipulate space? I have a box with the children's schmouder. It could help. This will cripple them for the rest of their life. It will burn all their insides along with the plague. Are you sure you want to save them from the disease at this cost? Yes, give it to them. No, let me think about it. So, Anna gave us $50,000, which we desperately needed at the time, right? We did. If it wasn't for that money, we would not have made it to this point. I have a panacea. Let me in. I'll cure them. Give it to me. It is I who brings them back. Take it. And I still love your outfit. It is amazing.
I used to sing every evening.
Okay, that's interesting. So she's saying the same exact things as others have. Okay, so I'm going to assume there's no reason for me to even walk in and talk to these people. The only people that had something unique to say to me were members of my bound, and that is it. I'm taking a shot in the dark here that the children on the other side of the train tracks are not actually sick, that they are all fine. This is the wrong way to go, Tim. Actually, it's not really. No, it is. I think Subarov can get a Schmauder instead of a Panacea. Who's left to cure? Lara, Yulia, Katerina, Subarov. And I think that's it. I have a box of the children's Schmauder. It could help. Give it to them. Subarov is cured. Let's go now in the back, and we will do the same for Katerina. So this is also interesting. I guess we could have given one of these to them earlier, and then that they would not have been sick for the rest of the adventure. Katerina didn't give me good instructions of where to go one time, so she can get the Schmauder also. I remember these things, unless I remember incorrectly. So Yulia will totally get an actual Panacea. And I feel bad for Lara, so we'll give her one as well. Actually, I don't think we have a choice, Tim. I think you're out of... No, we have one more Schmauder left. So who else would be left? We visited Sticky, he's fine. We've cured both of these people. Anna is cured. Aspity and Grace are not sick. Yulia is. We'll give her a Panacea. We can't do any... I guess we have time? We'll have time, but barely. Time to visit down and make sure that Capella is fine. And Vlad the Heavy. I have a Panacea. Give it to them. 2 Panaceas remaining and a Schmauder. So in the end, we had enough drugs to cure everyone also. Right? We sold the Schmauder, we used the Schmauder on ourselves. Technically, we used 2 Schmauders, because on the 2nd or 3rd day, we also got ourselves infected trying to do Sticky's quest when he was trying to verify whether or not the Schmauder he had would cure the plague. Because he was standing in a spot where he knew it would show up, and we stood there and got infected instead of him. Then we used the Schmauder, we took that giant hit early on to our life. I have a Panacea. Let's just make sure really quick that Lara doesn't have anything special to say. I don't think she will.
My heartbeat is uneven. I am sick at heart.
Yeah, this is all the same stuff. Okay. Alright, so that's everyone, with the exception of the Olgimskis. So let's go down to the Olgimskis and make sure Capella and Vlad the Heavy are both okay. I suppose we might as well have some rations. Are we looking? My goodness. So this usually happens to me in most of these survival games I play. I end up with supplies that I've gone through painstaking measures to acquire that I ended up never having to use. Although, in my defense, I did not realize that this day nothing would occur. there's absolutely no one in the town. This entire day must be waiting till 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. And then going to the cathedral. Interesting. Very interesting. We'll stop by Vlad the Younger's place anyway if I have the time. Maybe he's not actually dead. Oh, I guess we should see Bad Grief and Ruben as well. I don't think we walked into the slums at all yesterday, so they might be sick. Yeah, so no executor outside of the Olgimskis, so both of them are fine. And I doubt either of them have anything to tell me that we haven't already heard from the others. I kind of regret this. I kind of wish that we could get the conversation from all of them about keeping them alive. But did we keep them alive? Part of me did. Technically, to maybe everyone did. Working alone. But by keeping everyone alive, we saved the town. All were individual bound. Looks like Ruben's fine. Ruben, you know what? I want to talk with you. See if you have anything to tell me about...
My path was called the Warden.
About Simon, and no, you do not. An hour and a half remains. Bad Grief. You have the best music of... Well, I think you have the best music of everyone here. And you look like you're fine. Do you say nothing new either?
Yeah?
Yeah, nothing. It's not even selling anything. In fact, I can't sell anything to anyone. Oh my goodness, so many supplies. Well, I mean, we'll take the stuff back with us to the capital. I'm going to assume there's no executors in front of the kids. Because I haven't had to go and check on them in the past. The last person I want to see, if they're still alive or not, is Vlad the Younger. He is up ahead. I remember when I chased that worm all the way out here to find Vlad the Younger. The first day I had my first combat against him. That was fun. Good times. My goodness, I've gotten used to the game by then. Is he still dead? He's still dead. So one person did not survive. We kept all the other bound alive, and today we cured the last of them as well. Alright, well, I don't know what to do, everyone. There's nothing for us to do. No one has anything to say to us. So, let's go back to the Stillwater, and we'll sleep till 7 in the morning. We'll wake up, and we'll see what happens to us. I thought there would be at least 3 more videos of us having to survive today, whatever quests today was going to have. But it looks like it's just completely over. In fact, at this rate, is there any reason to even attack the town? The disease looks like it's burned itself out. Maria has cured it all. While there's always a threat here, it sounds like the town people have a way to solve it as well. So I can't think of a good reason why the town should be destroyed at this point, other than to punish it for the things that the people had been doing during the pandemic. 1 hour. Alright, let's sleep for that 1 hour then. Today's the final day. You have less than 14 hours, day 12, in which it will become apparent what it was all about. So we've already cured the people who were sick. I can't think of anything else we have to do unless someone else got sick as of 7 in the morning. But I don't know how that would have happened. Let's see if we get a quest or something of the sort here this morning. Not that it's 7 to start the day. Otherwise, I'll assume it's over. Hello, Executor. I need to speak with Alexander Block. He's here. Here? No, he will only arrive at 7 o'clock in the evening. A person of exemplary punctuality and honor that he is. Let me in to see the Inquisitor. We have a lot to talk about before the council begins. No, Bachelor. You will meet them at 7 o'clock and not a minute earlier. New powers have come into play now. The powers that even a government Inquisitor cannot oppose. We are only doing their bidding. What powers? You'll find that out if every person whose life had been in your hands the last 12 days has a chance to say a word before the council. Every single bound person. But Eva's dead. She apparently does not think so. This unfortunate girl is the only friend of yours that has really done something for you. You won't ever have to take care of her now, yet her voice will be heard. She pleaded and spoke for you. And the others? There were a few lives that you personally are responsible for. If these people are safe and sound by the evening, you will be allowed to access the console. You will have a chance to tell Aglaya Leech what you think of her. By the evening, all of them will be well. Well, we're done then. We've already run around and cured everybody. So I guess we just wait till 7 in the evening? Let's go and sell our weaponry. At least that one rifle and its ammunition. Hello, sir. So we don't need... I can't sell it because I have equipped. The rifle and all its rounds can be sold. Just because I can. And I have enough food to survive the day. Just resting, so let's just wait till the evening then. So if we had to save Vlad the Younger, then unfortunately we didn't save everyone. I don't really want to reload day 8 or 9 and redo a few days in game. We'll just have to accept that we didn't get the best ending if that is the case. I might obviously do that off screen, in which case maybe, well, in so much that I might play through the game as a bachelor one more time and try to take better notes and so on and so forth. But otherwise, I'm not going to do that for this playlist. But if I do it, I will upload a video where we see the best ending, assuming something like that even happens. Right now, I just want to see what actually had occurred in this town. Oh crap, are we getting notes? Okay, hold on. We're gonna reload the quick save. So we get notes at some point during the day, so there might be things we have to do. That's a bit frustrating, because I don't know when the notes will arrive. I guess we'll sleep for an hour and see if we get a note. We did. Oh, we got all 3. Okay, then let's go ahead and read these. I was told you were looking for an alternative way, Onion. I know what we must do. We have no other choice but to offer an inordinate sacrifice. Doing so is still the most humane thing that can be done. If you think you could trust my judgment, come see me, and I will tell you the details of it. I am running out of time. So much has happened recently that I feel as if I'm being torn in two. Help me. Barack. I'm going to guess he's still at the workshop. And we've been playing for almost an hour, so I guess there's going to be another video here. Let's go and see Barack. Oh, you know what, Tim? You didn't see Block, technically. So I'm guessing he can't get sick. Well, let's now go and see Barak at the workshop. Assuming he's there, he might instead be at the cemetery, where I was much earlier, but didn't bother to go see him. Once we see him, we'll read the other 2 notes, but then we'll call the session at that point. We got one from the powers that be as well. I'm curious to see what they'll say. Oh, he's at the block. He's kind of far. Well, we have plenty of time. Yeah, we know he's dead. Sorry, Vlad the Younger. Looks like I should have sent your father instead. But I guess at least we will be able to speak to the consul. I guess this means that Artemy will not be able to if Vlad the Younger was one of his bound. And no thugs out at night, no children walking around. The only thing no disease anywhere. The only thing we needed, I guess, today was just food. That was it. 100% it. Bad Grief, as we heard yesterday, must have just gotten rid of all of his weaponry. I guess there's Khan. Technically, we didn't talk with him, but I don't think he's sick. Oh, well, maybe we'll find out from Barak that he is. Otherwise, we have already taken care of everyone in town who was sick got a schmouder or a panacea from us today. Received another note. The Inquisitor's reminder. Okay. Oh, you're here for the works, Tim. That's going to be this building.
Just wash your hands of it.
I hope you're happier than I am, Onion. So you must have mustered up the resolve to, What about you? I'm in doubt, Onion. All this time I've been walking between 2 paths. I hope that eventually they will converge into one, but they went into different directions. I know how to preserve the town without risks. I could have shown you the proof I've promised. I was a bit short on time. Then tell me how you would do this. I would destroy the polyhedron. This is the price that has to be paid for procuring enough raw material to create tons of panacea. It would keep the settlement, of course. An abandoned, dangerous place is 100-fold worse than an inhabited one that's ruled with resolve. So you would demolish the polyhedron. That's your price for saving the town. But how would this powder keg of a settlement be ruled? I would tackle the hardest task myself, ruling that dome that's covering the depths. The living part that has protective crust I'd pass over to the new generation of rulers brought up by Capella. If another outbreak ever happens, we'll have enough panacea to nip the epidemic in the bud. The next generation of rulers? You mean your bound children? Yes, exactly. Olgimskaya has marked them, and her mark is not of this world. She is never wrong. Say, if you took it upon yourself to take care of them, I'd have the time to prepare my arguments before evening and could attend the council well prepared. But Changeling has ruined them, and now some of them are dying. I suppose I could help them. Really? Then I could present the commander with arguments in favor of the proposal that will preserve the town at the cost of destroying the tower. This is a wise arrangement, and as my heart tells me, a lasting one. I'm thinking about the future of my community. What do you need for that? I will be present at the council if I know for sure that the children Capella has entrusted me with are safe. By the time I've been meaning to spend my rounds, I'll instead spend on preparing my evidence. Will you help me with my bound? I will. Do you have your panacea? No, Onion, I don't. That's the problem. I'm out of panacea. I'll have to use the last flask and the last batch of ingredients at the council as an argument in favor of my proposal. I'll try to think of something. Only the Haruspex will be able to convince the chess queens that his solution is the correct path. Before he attends the final council in the cathedral, he will have to make sure that his bound are alive. They are Murky, Sticky, Notkin, Grace, Tai Cheek, Khan, and Capella. So, I mean, we've already seen all of them, and they're all perfectly fine, right? I guess we didn't check, again, we didn't check the kids, so maybe some of them are sick. Wait, not Yulia? Oh, this is today's quest. Not an other task. Murky, Notkin, Sticky, Grace. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and check the kids in front of the who are by the train station. Murky, I think, is over there. And if I don't see an executor, I'll be back at this spot. Hey, everyone. Looks like someone is sick. A victim of your carelessness is behind this door. Another victim of your negligence of a doctor's duty. Stop barking. Stop barking, beakhead. I have a panacea. The bound of the Haruspex are alive and well. May he be comforted by that. He should have enough time to prepare his arrangement for the proceedings. Oh, wow. Okay, so one of his kids were sick, but I'm going to assume that means that the others are not. So we've cured all of his bound. I suppose that also means that just using antibiotic would not have kept them alive or been enough to fulfill that quest. All right, so we're going to stop here. We're going to read the other notes, and then the next episode we'll go ahead and do whatever these notes want us to do. Actually, you know what? No, we'll stop here, and in the next episode we'll reach the Change Lead quest. It's probably talk to her, make sure her bound are fine, and then we'll see what these people want as well. I'm guessing the Inquisitor just wants to see us at 7, and then the powers that be is just mocking us or something of this sort. So we'll be back to I guess the next episode will be the last one for Pathologic, and I will look forward to seeing you in it. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching.